Hey everyone, it's Jennifer, and today I'm going to show you how to do the reflection technique, which is when you have an image reflected in water on your card. So let's go ahead and get started. This tree is from Sheltering Tree. The stamp set in our Occasions catalog 2015. And I love this set. There's so many different things you can do with this tree and all the little accessories. And then our little greeting, Just Because, is from And Many More from the annual catalog. Okay, so the reflection technique looks really cool and complicated, and it's so easy. That's what I love about it. We're doing this card in my class this weekend, and so I'm going to send them this video for some tips as well. Okay, so we'll start out, well, first of all, let me show you the paper. We have our card base, which is 5.5 inches tall by 8.5 wide. And then these two pieces here, Pear Pizzazz and Whisper White. This one is 5 1/4 by 4, and then subtract 1/4 of an inch for your white one. So 5 inches by 3 3/4. And I have a paper cutting video with all those tips on there for you as well. Okay, so let's do the reflection. First, I want to stamp my tree in Early Espresso. When you're using the photopolymer stamps, you want to not press too hard on our stamp pads when you ink. If you press too hard, you're going to end up with ink everywhere. See, even when you press gently, it happens. So not too hard. And then the tree goes approximately there. Nice and firm, but you don't have to rock your stamp. Okay, let's add the leaves in Pear Pizzazz. Okay, and let's add the grass on bottom. You can tell I have a class coming up because everything's labeled, so everybody knows what color to put the stamp in, especially when you have this many colors on a project. We're going to stamp the grass 3 times, so re-ink it every time so that the color's the same. Okay, so that's our grass. Now we know where to put the reflection. So I like to use window sheets. They're clear plastic. These are Stampin' Up! Window sheets, but any kind of plastic works, from packaging, whatever you have laying around. I've also heard that you can use wax paper. I just like window sheets because they're totally see-through. So this is super easy. We're going to stamp the tree trunk on here first. What's cool about this is you can see through it, so you can see exactly where to place your image. So I stamped on the front. The ink is not going to dry because it's water-based, and it's water-based ink on plastic. Okay, so flip it upside down, figure out where you want that image, and press. The ink will transfer. The best part is it does not transfer completely, which is how we want, because we want it to look like it's in water. And again, we could see through to place it. If we had just turned the tree upside down to stamp it, the image would not be a mirror reflection. It would be opposite. So that's how you do it. In class, I'm going to have them just wipe that off with a paper towel for the next person. And I have a different transparency for the leaves for class because so many different people will be using this, and I don't want the colors messed up. But if you're doing it at home, you can use the same transparency as long as you clean it well. And so you can just literally use it over and over forever. The same one. And I would just stick it in my stamp box if I were you. So we just need a little bit of leaves there. And now we have a mirror image, or a reflection. Not a mirror. Well, yeah. Clean it off for the next person in class. Okay, let's finish this card off. We're going to add some Soft Sky ink for the water. I cracked myself up with that. The color is called Sky, but we're using it for water. And just sponge it on there. That's 1/4 of a stamping sponge. And then we'll add a little detail to this card. Some little flower stamps. This is from the same stamp set. These little bitty flowers. So we're going to put them in our tree. Don't press too hard on the stamp pad. When you do, you get those white marks. You want to get ink on your stamp, but you don't have to squish a bug. Okay, and then I love this set because it comes with this little stamp which looks like grass blades. And you want to press gently with these. If you press really hard, it blurs out. Any fine line stamps you have like that, press gently. But these blades, which can be grass, also line up with the flower stamp. So you can actually place little blossoms on top of your blades and turn it into a wildflower instead. I didn't do that too well, but you would if you were not making a video. Okay, so our greeting, we will just stamp. I chose Just Because, but there's lots of cool greetings in that set. Stamp that on a scrap of Whisper White. Clean my area up. Punch it out with the word window punch. Grab my silicone pad to put adhesive on the back of that. Oh, I forgot my little piece I'm going to layer that on. So another cool tip when you're stamping. So I have some Pear Pizzazz paper here. What I'm going to do is take the Modern Label Punch, and I showed you these pieces at the beginning. This is going to go under my tree. So let me steal that paper from there. No one will ever know there is a hole in the green paper under here. And now I don't have to go get more Pear Pizzazz cardstock. And just place that in the center. Perfect. And then when you get your pearls from Stampin' Up, you get 3 sizes plus these strips. Well, I like to be cheap and take my strips and cut them apart and use them as individual pearls. So I'm going to do that. And I used my paper piercing tool for pearls and rhinestones. What you want to do is place your finger on top of the pearl or rhinestone, dig that paper piercing tool underneath so that you're actually peeling off the adhesive with the pearl, and place it on there. There's a little adhesive from the previous one. We'll just cut that off. Okay, grab my next one. The finger on top keeps it from flying across the room, and the piercer keeps the adhesive where it should be, stuck to the pearl instead of on the sheet, and you have a pearl with no adhesive on it. Okay, we'll pop that up with Dimensionals. Stampin' Dimensionals. Guys, remember, anybody can stamp. You don't have to be crafty. You just have to learn how to copy, which is what I do, and or get inspiration from other stampers. Pinterest is one of my favorite places, of course, as well as YouTube, and Stampin' Up, of course, has stuff for demonstrators only. So anyone can do this, and learning these basic measurements, once you know that, for cutting your paper, you can do it. You can start out with 1 stamp set, ink pads, and paper. So stamps, ink, and paper, and you can get started stamping. I'm going to fold my card base in half with the bone folder. I have some Sharpie on me today from class earlier. And then attach that card front to it. I'm loving Fast Fuse now. You can actually use less of it because it's so sticky, but it costs the same price per inch as our snail adhesive, so I love it. Saves me money, and once you learn how to use it, super easy. So that's how you do the reflection technique. I hope you guys like the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you want to win a prize, leave a comment, and I will do a drawing and pick a winner and mail that winner a surprise. And I hope to see you again.